Okay, hey, welcome everyone. Congratulations for being on the Top Enroller call. This is a super, super big deal. I know some people are going to catch the recording, but wanted to just say, it is so awesome. I know August is sometimes a crazy month for people, but those of you who are on this call are on it because you were top enrollers on the big team. So congratulations. That's a huge honor, huge deal, and it shows that you're committed to working your business. So I'm super pumped to have my sweet friend and diamond upline by two to be on tonight, Tamara Holloway. She's going to just basically share her story, a little bit of her story, and then we're going to kind of do a Q&A format. So feel free to put questions in the chat, and then once she's finished sharing her story, then I will kind of moderate, and we can work it that way. So Tamara, thank you so much for being on. I so appreciate you spending a few minutes with us and sharing your heart and just pouring into us. So super pumped for hearing your story.
Yeah. Well, first of all, congrats to all of you guys. When Megan reached out and asked me this, I was so excited that it was not just a regular team call, but that it was top enrollers, because that really is a huge deal, you guys. Megan has a large team, and so for you to be a top enroller on her team is a huge honor. So huge congrats to you on that. Tamara Holloway, I actually just celebrated my 6-year plexus anniversary, which literally blows my mind. Like I didn't even have a 2-year-old at the time, and now that 2-year-old is 8 years old and putting herself to tonight so that I can be on this call with you guys. So it just shows how fast it can all go by, and I could not be more thankful and humbled that I've been given this position. And so I'll just tell you a little bit about how I got started and my journey along the way. I think a lot of times when we come into this business, we look at, an emerald or a diamond, and we think, they've kind of always been there. And that's just not the case, right? We all started somewhere. We all started at the very beginning. And I remember praying for my 3 people to go September in my 2nd month in the business. So I was on my hands and knees praying that God would show me just 3 people that I could reach out to so that I could go silver. So when I first started, I had actually had experience with network marketing in the past. Didn't have a great experience. Before I got pregnant with first Abigail, I worked a makeup skincare company for over 2 years. I did a lot of parties. I did a lot of inventory at home. And when I got pregnant, I got incredibly sick and I could not do the deliveries. I could not keep up with the parties, and my income to nothing in 6 months. I was so burnt by that because I spent so much of my heart, blood, sweat, and tears into building that business. And it just showed me in my mind at the time, this isn't residual income. That's a lie. And so I was very skeptical about network marketing from that point on. I had been approached by other companies and just slept it off. So when Plexus came around, what really drew me was the test, a 1.5 old, and I was in Target one day, and I had been looking at different testimonies about Plexus. No one I knew sold it, so to speak, but I was seeing things on yard sale sites. It's the testimonies I was reading. So I've been doing cool because I knew it's one of these network marketings. But I was in Target one day, you guys, and this sweet lady walked up to me and asked me when my 2nd baby was due, and I was not pregnant. And I thought, shoot, I got to do something. Actually, that night, and I had convinced a neighbor to order the products with me and split the welcome pack. And she actually knew someone who was selling Plexus, so she connected me with them. Never heard from her. And so I got the product. I hid them from my husband, and he would get up in the morning to shower, and I would jump out of bed and I would go shake up my drink and jump back in bed. And about 2 weeks in, he actually asked me what was going on. because notice it, you guys, my sugar cravings had lessened. I was no longer having chronic migraines. Now, this is only 2 weeks in, but I was having at least once a week, if not 2 weeks, enough that he noticed I had not had one in a couple of weeks. And so I spilled it. I told him what I'd been doing, and I got so excited about sharing my results that I just started organically sharing my results. I got a pay in the mail at the time.
And they're working in both tunnels to be
it was
prepared to
$240. It was $240. And I sat down, you guys, and I thought, I don't even know how I made this money, but I'm gonna find out. And so I sat down and I read through the compensation plan, and then I read through it yet again, and a light bulb just went off. And I thought, this is different. This is something that I could build, truly create residual income. And so I got started. And I started working the business. I started reaching out to people. I had a lot of people scoff at me, laugh at me, tell me there was no way I'd be successful with this, even based on, because I knew these products worked and I was seeing results for other friends of mine with a variety of different things. Now, here's the kicker. Before I got to gold, I had thought about quitting plexus numerous times. I mean, I talked about it. I sent it to my upline. I told my husband I was quitting because the business wasn't going as I had hoped. The business wasn't going as I had expected, to be honest. I was hitting some customers quit after 2 weeks. I would bring in a new ambassador on, and I thought they were going to be a rock star, and they wouldn't even do one post on social media. Has anybody know what I'm talking about there? And I just thought, this isn't for me. Never. I think that I was so scared of failing, that I was so scared of not realizing that hope that had been born in me when I finally understood the compensation plan and when I knew the products were incredible. I was almost scared too much, because what if it didn't work for me? So instead of pushing forward, I started allowing my mindset for doubt to creep in, and contemplated quitting. Every time I would get close to quitting, like, I'm just done, there would be something that would come over me. And I don't even know how to explain it. That would just stop me. It's like I had a lack of peace. And I know that had to be the Lord. And I was like, what is going on? Okay, fine. I'll keep trying. And guys, it makes my stomach turn just thinking about it. What if I had given up before I found those business builders that were just as passionate as me, that want the business as I wanted to run? Those people are out there. And if you have not found them yet, that doesn't mean they're not out there. They could be around the corner. Quick story, Megan, and then we can jump into Q&A. But I had a level 1 on my team, and I believe she was like, Tamara, I don't think this is going to work. Like, I've made it to Ruby. I'm so thankful for that. But my dreams of being an Emerald just seem so far off. I don't have any runners. No one is doing this as passionately as I am. And we talked through it. She was going to go. And 1 month later, her level 1 signed up a girl who went Fast Start Gold, and her business completely changed. She's now a diamond on my team, a level who was thinking about quitting necessarily, but had just lost hope that this could work for her. Those people are out there, you guys. I think of it like gold in our backyard. If you knew that there was gold in your backyard, would you search for it? If you 100% knew that there was gold in your backyard, would you look for a few days, maybe a couple months, an hour or so a day, and then just give up? No, you wouldn't. You would be out there shoveling and looking and getting all the things, trying to find. You wouldn't give up because you knew it was out there. And that is what, that's the mindset I took on in this business. No, I may have not found a runner yet. But I know they're out there. Those talking, passionate, determined, grit-filled people are out there, and I'm going to search my gold until I find some. And I didn't stop at just one. I kept looking. So that's what I want to encourage you in. If you can relate to any, just feeling maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I've reached my success limit. You know, I'm gold or I'm senior gold or I'm ruby. Maybe I can't go any further. Maybe I'm emerald, thinking is diamond even a possibility for me? Look at me. It is a possibility for you. And I'd sit here and tell you that if I didn't believe it. But I know the people that are committed, determined, they have grit, they have passion, they have belief, and they're willing to grow themselves as a person, as a network marketer, as a leader, grow in relationships with others, love people well. That's a lot of things, but those are things we need to be doing if we want to be successful in this business and find those people that are going to help us grow to reach our goal. Okay, I got passionate there. I got a little overboard about that, but I just so important to share with people that I thought about quitting and almost did quit numerous times. And if I had, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you guys today. So keep going.
I'm glad you didn't quit. Thank you for not quitting. Okay, so Molly's curious, if you led with the business right from the beginning, and your best tip to build team culture?
Oh, those are good questions. I led with the business pretty early on. Of course, I shared about the products with people in person. I shared about them on social media. But I used to think of myself as a silver who would be a jewel in this company. And so I was intentional about sharing the business, about sharing contests that Plexus was running, about any of the trips. Even if I wasn't on the trips, I was sharing about people on the trips. I was sharing about people getting their cars because I wanted to paint the picture of what was possible, believed I was headed even before I was there. And so I think it's Emily Roberts that has a video. If you haven't watched it before, I believe it's titled Post Like a Diamond or Act Like a Diamond. You go to her, you can scroll through there, it'll pop out to you. But it's a really good call. It's basically what I'm telling you, like you share in the posture of where you are headed and where you believe you will be, not just where you are. Because I've had level 1 to 4 over, like I can't share about my income. That's not true. That is absolutely not true. When you are first starting out in this business, you may not be making $2,000 a month. That's okay. I shared when I got a dollar paycheck. I said the husband full-time school to become a physician assistant. I was doing mystery shopping for Papa John's Pizza and Wendy's and Arby's, and that's probably why I looked like I had a second baby on the way, because I was eating all that too. But that was a lot of money for us. And so I would share things, not just about the income, but things the income was providing. I was able to pay my rent 2 months early, or with my Plexus paycheck, or I was able to cover all my groceries this month with my paycheck. Never believed that was possible for me. Think of ways outside of the box that you can share what Plexus is doing for you and for your family. And then also, if you see Megan going on to Hawaii, share about your dear friend who's in Hawaii, a picture of her and her family and what she's experiencing, and that you're so excited to bring your family to Maui one day. You can share those things even if you aren't living them yet. And I highly, highly encourage you to do that. What was the other thing? Culture. Yes. Okay. So I feel as if our team as a whole has incredible culture. People tell me that all the time, that our team they just seem so supportive and encouraging and passionate. And here's why I believe that. Number one, I think we have some amazing people on our team, but let's say you do have a culture that you want to shift in your team. When I had that thought, this has been several years ago, but I was reading a book, Millionaire by Halftime, and this line forever stuck out to me. I was on a plane. I believe I was coming back from convention, and it said, the difference in a team of 100 and 1,000 is culture. And I thought, dang, that is so true. And so what I did right then, this is what I would encourage you to do, is I made a list of what I wanted my team culture to be. Even if it wasn't there, what was my ideal list? And I remember writing things down. if I knew this question would have come up, I totally would have found that list and showed it to you. I still have it in a notebook from years ago. But I remember some of the things was personal development. I wanted our team to be rich in developing themselves, because I have seen, even then, how far I had come as a person and as a leader. And that was because I spent a lot of time, you guys, investing in myself. I was like wanting to grow as a person, as a leader, as a network marketer. I wanted to get better at follow-up and reaching out to people. I mean, there's a lot of skills in network marketing. As you develop those, you'll become more effective. So personal development was super, super important to me. And I wanted our team to have that. And so then next to that was an action item that I wrote down. Okay, so I want personal development to be part of my team culture. So how do I do that? I post training videos that I first watch myself, and I get really excited about those and encourage my team to do that. Maybe I do incentives around personal development. If you watch this, if you read this, you get X, Y, and Z. I remember one time, Megan, I don't think you had joined yet. I remember Carissa, it was her first video that she did, Carissa Casey. And I did an incentive on doing a training video for the team. So they had to do a 3 to 5 minute training video. And then the team would watch them and vote for them. And I picked like the top 5 and sent them a prize. So many people said that stretched them out of their comfort zone so much, because it was a personal development thing. So personal development and then an action item to that. So think about that with your culture. What do you want to create? Know what you want to create, because if you don't know where you're headed, you can't get there, right? And then an action item that goes with that. Another thing that I had written out was expanding your network. Okay, so that I wanted my team to be constantly developing relationships, expanding network, and then an action item to that. Maybe that's joining groups that you have similar interests in. You guys, I'm in so many groups on Facebook where I'm developing relationships. Even now, I'm developing relationships with a lot of moms who have babies at similar ages of mine. I've been in that group for a long time now. I think it started maybe a year and a half ago, and developing relationships with these moms of babies saying, right, we have a common bond. And so I've asked members from that, and a couple of them back those relationships. Another one was prospecting team to have a prospecting that we're just going to put a post on social media, but we reach out to people and connect with people. So one action item for that. First of all, do it myself. And examples of me doing that, half of my level 1s have come from me reaching out to personally. I mean, that's the truth. So many of my people have come because I started the conversation. And so I wanted us to have a culture of that. So I do it myself. I show examples of what I did. I showed scripts of things that worked and things that didn't work. So a constant just reminder and a nudge and an encouragement to reach out to people. So I could go on and on. I think I had at least 7 or 8 things listed, but that's how you do that. If you want to create culture, decide what you want and how to get there. And that all starts with you.
Yeah, so good. Okay, so you're answering questions that they've had while you're talking. So curious how you've handled the highs and lows. Like, this business does have highs and lows. So how have you gracefully handled that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the number one thing there is knowing that they're going to come, expecting that. And I mean, we can't always prepare for what low is going to come in our business. But if we have the mindset that it's going to happen, when they do occur, you're not so shaken by it. Every business, guys, every network marketing company, or every business that you could possibly be a part of are going to have highs and lows. That's just business. And so just knowing those are going to come, let yourself have a pity party. Do you have accountability partner? Do you have a sideline? Do you have a trusted friend that you can just have a pity party with for a few minutes and then have that person say, okay, that's enough. I'm sorry you lost that customer, but let's move on. Or whatever the case may be. I still go through lows in my business. I actually signed someone not too long ago that I had really high hopes for. I thought, this is going to be my next runner. This is going to be my next person that is going. She posted on social media one time. got a ton of response. And then for the life of me, I can't get her back to doing it again. She just has a lot of fear. She has a lot of fear. And so, so that was a low for me because I thought this girl has so much potential. She doesn't see it, but I just have to move on, right? I just can't keep after someone who doesn't want it for themselves. And so, you're going to have some awesome highs and you're going to have some low lows. But the most important things, guys, is commitment and grit. Grit comes within, right? Grit is when your why is so strong that any of the lows you experience, it doesn't matter because you're focused on what your big dream is and what you're really doing this for. And I think it's so, so important just to, we've all heard this, but to keep those blinders on and think, even if I get hit here and then I get hit here again, I know where I'm going. I know what my dream is, and it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep going because I promise you, when you hit whatever goal you have, whether it's ruby, emerald or diamond, it's not going to matter how many trials you went through because you made it. And all of that truly will just make you stronger and will help you grow as you navigate different situations.
Yeah, so good. Molly's question is, what was the most challenging rank for you to achieve and why? And Tamara's diamond, FYI. So she's done it twice.
Ooh, what was the most, probably silver to gold, honestly, because I was on my own. I felt so alone in that process. And I felt at the time like I was pulling everybody with me. It goes back to what I said, when I was sharing my story, I wanted to quit and I didn't have a runner. And so just shifting that mindset is how I overcame it. I remember telling myself all the time, literally out loud to my short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. Even if I had to work really hard or I had to wake up early or go to bed late or say no to this activity so that I could really have 2 hours of focused time of work. That's what I did. And that was a mantra. Short-term sacrifice, Tamara. You're saying some hard no's here, but it's for the long-term future for yourself and for your family. And that's absolutely paid off for me. And so, I think that because I felt by myself, and it's hard to be by yourself, isn't it? And guys, I'm a big preacher of having sideline sisters. I didn't start seeking people out till I was probably senior Ruby, and I wish I would have done it a lot sooner. But I would eye someone on social media that I had never met, and I would just message them and say, "Hey, here I am. You look awesome. Let's chat." And so I formed a lot of friendships that way. And some of those girls now are my very best friends. Melissa Eichenhorst is someone I sought out when I was a senior Ruby. Rebecca Foltz is someone I sought out when I was a senior Ruby. They thought I was crazy. They'll tell you now, they were like, "Why is this girl messaging me?" It's because I wanted support. I didn't want to feel alone. I needed people outside of my team to brainstorm with and to have a shoulder to kind of carry the weight of this whole thing with, and to just have fun with relationships and connections business. So find somebody. If you don't have someone, do not wait for someone to come to you. You seek those people out.
I think that's really true. And
did I answer that question?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
I think that it's seeking it out. Sometimes we feel, is that the imposter syndrome? Like who am I to go want to be friends with so-and-so? But I think it's so important because you have to have people outside of your circle that are better than you, that inspire you, that's how you grow. And so I think you have to bust through those feelings of oh, well, I hope I'm not annoying. I think we just have to if we want to grow.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's so key, Megan, what you just said, is trying to find people better than you. So if someone inspires you or someone just stands out to you for whatever reason, those are the people you want to seek out. You don't want to seek out someone you're necessarily comfortable with befriending as a sideline. Seek someone out that you want to learn from, but be willing to get in there with them too and be able to challenge them and encourage them along their journey as well. But I think that is one of the most important things in this business. We can't do it alone. And connection is important for so many reasons, for encouragement, for brainstorming, for pushing us out of our comfort zone. So vital.
So good. Oh my goodness. Wow, Tamara, thank you so much for sharing your brain space with us. It helps to just have, like, be in the space of someone who's done it and who's lived it and, you know, is willing to share, like, their experiences, their fears, the process, because I feel like it is a process, like, it's a journey, and, like, the struggle is part of the process. Like, that's the thing. But being able to look back and say, okay, I have struggled with this, and then just exactly what you're going through, I have gone through it. Like, we have, like, you have to. It's just like kind of a rite of passage, you know? So thank you so much for being on with us tonight. This has been a treat and a blessing, and I'm so excited for everyone to get to listen to the recording who were able to be pop on. Molly, did you have a question?
Yay.
You just waving?
Oh, that's so
okay. She's waving. All right.
Thank you, Chelsea. That's so kind. Yeah. And I hope I get to do this again. Y'all be top enrollers again, and maybe Megan will ask me again in a few months, and I can spend some more time with y'all.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Thank you, Tamara. Thanks, everyone.
All right.
All right.
Talk to y'all later.
Bye, guys.